Genesis Divers, people of the Holy Faith of Genesis Prime, High Council, Allied factions, and the people of Genesis Prime. What we are about to undertake is a project over a month in the making. In cooperation with our first and closest allies, the Veil Divers, with our suppliers, and they who have been our salvation time and time again, the East Meridian Trading Company, those who have been with us at our highest and our lowest, the Crimson Order, and in the hopes of receiving aid from any of the other 24 factions that we have grown to become allies with over the course of this war. It has been determined by the Holy Faith of Genesis Prime that it is time to make our next effort towards revitalizing our planet for our people. This will be a long and difficult process, but if it is not done, then the small remainder of our original people that are still alive will surely die out and be lost to time. This is our last chance at survival. Project Vivaldi. Project Vivaldi declassified information only. 2/1/2185 Project document start date. It has become increasingly clear that the Illuminate threat against our homeworld is not going to disappear of its own volition, and as such it has been deemed the responsibility of the Church to force this evil away from our people so we may be free of it and begin to rebuild our planet, as we have been trying to do ever since the genocide against us on 4/1/2184. Due to this, the High Council of the Holy Faith of Genesis Prime has decided to task the Genesis Divers with this project despite their numerous failings before, seeing as they are all the Faith has left to combat this evil. Project Vivaldi Overview. Project Vivaldi is a multi-phase combat exercise that will serve to bring together, strengthen, and eventually free the southern half of the galaxy from the clasp of Super-Earth, and will take place in 4 phases. Phase 1, Spring, the Map Project. Phase 2, Summer, Children of Autumn. Phase 3, Autumn, Operation Compensata. Phase 4, Winter, Mended Wings. This project is expected to take some time, so each phase will be completed over the course of several months. And although our forces are small, this project must be completed to ensure Genesis Prime has a chance of healing and returning to its original state of prosperity from before the genocide committed against it. After the horrific failure of Project Otis, and the raised Illuminate attacks that took place as a result of it, it has become more vital than ever to ensure the safety of prosperity and free will of our people. Before the war, our population was small, at only just over 5 million people living on Genesis Prime, the majority of which were of the Faith. However, due to the actions of Super-Earth, the Automatons, and the Illuminate heretics, the total population of the Holy Faith of Genesis Prime sits at an estimated 16,000 total citizens, including those who, unfortunately, are not of the Faith. If we are to survive as people, we must complete this project successfully, and that brings us to Phase 1, the Map Project. The Map Project will be publicly spoken of as a mutually beneficial lore project across all factions willing to participate in the project by providing their faction name and home planet as well as knowledge of any other planetary territories that may be under their control. Which is technically true, however that will only be the public reason. Several versions of said map will be released. Phase 1, the Map Project, has already been completed and is currently being occasionally updated, managed, and will continue to be edited moving forward. Because of this, we will be jumping straight into Project Vivaldi in Phase 2. Phase 2, Children of Autumn Overview. Phase 2 of Project Vivaldi will require the completion of Phase 1 due to its link to the Map Project, specifically the C-Series archive maps in whatever form it's most complete upon the beginnings of Phase 2, with the end goal of being a change in the galactic balance of power that more heavily favors Genesis Divers rather than Super-Earth, with better defenses and more allies. This phase will include the construction, activation, and application of the following reprogrammed automatons: Kyre 001, Abel 002, and Irma 003. These reprogrammed automatons will stand to set a precedent that when soldiers cannot be provided, they can and will be made, and that these 3 models will be the best test beds possible for potential features in later units. This will also include the completion of Project Otis, a project I'm sure you're already familiar with, as it was our previous attempt to build up the defenses of Genesis Prime. However, it did not originally succeed due to people refusing to help with the project. However, with our people dwindling and the recent Illuminate attack, it is my belief that this time you will have the proper motivation to fight back. And this time we have more help. Due to the trade deals with the CFS, we have started pulling in large shipments of copper and silicone, which drastically decreases the amount of enemy assets we need to disable and melt down for scrap in order to succeed, making our job much easier. Due to the recent influx of raw materials from the trade deals with the CFS, as well as the obtained resources from the first attempt, these requirements have rapidly decreased by 50%, with the new requirements standing at the provided numbers. 100 500mm orbital rail cannons for 230,902 automaton corpses. 50 ground-based heavy radar stations, 15,000 automaton corpses, 5,000 Illuminate corpses, 50 destroyed automaton fabricators. 500 city-based automated anti-air installations, 50,000 automaton corpses, 15 destroyed automaton bunkers, 50 destroyed Illuminate ship camps. Once Phase 2 is completed, the planet will be suitably defended to the point where it is then safe enough to begin rebuilding our Genesis Prime, leading us to Phase 3. Operation Compensata. The Intersystem Independent Superhighway, or TISISH, with TISISH being an acronym and a play on words for Tisis, a Spanish word for consumption, specifically the consumption. This is both a neat name that will catch on quickly and help foster manpower to work on the project, as well as to show its proper purpose. And the Salt Flats Production Plateau, or SFP. The Salt Flats Production Plateau is a mass factory hub that will be located on the Trepacog Salt Flats, a plateau just south of Trepacog Municipality, the fourth holy city of Genesis Prime, utilizing the vast flat open areas for the purpose of wide open production suites. The Salt Flats Production Plateau will be a general factory area that will produce a wide mix of stratagems, weapons, and armor, as well as the vast majority of inanimate goods planet-wide. This will help prop up Genesis Prime's ability to sustain itself in the long term. Phase 4, or Mended Wings, is a phase of Project Vivaldi that is yet to be declassified, and as such will be discussed at the end of all previous phases if they are successful. This has been our first cursory overview of Project Vivaldi. The main document will be provided alongside this message. This is our last chance to save our people. Phase 2 begins now. Victory or death. May the anvil ring true.